That's way better than I thought it was going to be. Mate, what a way to start a video, yes, mate. Yeah, you've had your limelight. Campers, it is that time of year again. Put on your coat, snuggle up in your blanket, drink all that pumpkin spice goodness, because it is autumn. Or for those who I don't know why you'd call autumn this, fall. Truly, it does not matter if you say fall, autumn, penultimate winter, or as we say in Welsh, Hydref. We're just all here for the book recommendation for fall. Get them in your TBR, get them in your local stores, and I am going to tell you some beauties. The cultural phenomenon that was Stranger Things to many was very much a pivotal moment of autumn, and this book that I want to recommend isn't a book, it's a graphic novel, you silly willies. It is 4 Kids Walk into a Bank, about a group of 11-year-olds who, yes, play D&D, yes, ride their bikes, but ultimately rob a bank, and the absolute hilarity and escapades that go with it. I absolutely adore graphic novels, and I think when it comes to moments of just sitting in the house, getting really cozy, and you just want to read something like quite nice, quick, snappy, graphic novels for me are all the way. And it's definitely more so within autumn and winter that I do tend to read more graphic novels. So if you're looking for something a little bit light-hearted, very much a Tarantino-esque story, 4 Kids Walk into a Bank will be perfect for you. Now, you might be looking for more of the spooks in autumn. Therefore, Richard Sala's Mad Night, which is a offbeat, absurdist take on crime noir. This story revolves around bizarre murders that take place on a college campus, and Judy Drood, our girl detective as she calls herself, along with her reluctant companion, ends up looking into the faculty, looking into student life, and trying to deduce who is behind all these murders. Very tongue-in-cheek, dark comedy at times. A wonderful, wonderful graphic novel. Both of those graphic novels have some form of experimentation in them, and one novel that I absolutely adore, but I think is marketed in the incorrect way, is highly experimental, a true focus on remediation as an art form. It is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Okay. This is not a horror story. If you pick it up as a horror story, you're going to be really bitterly disappointed, because it's not. House of Leaves is one of my all-time favourite novels, just purely about how fun and how far Danielewski is willing to take the form of the novel. Starting off with Johnny Truant breaking into old man Zampano's house, he stumbles across the Navidson record. Now, the Navidson record is a film that does not exist, and Zampano, who was blind, therefore could never have watched the film, is writing an academic article on the film itself. And Truant, equally in this story, is writing on top of Zampano's writings, on top of a made-up film. Therefore, what you encounter is a story written in many fonts according to whose perspective we are taking. There are footnotes upon footnotes. Really, this is a mocking of academia, done in such a brilliant, playful way. This has everything. It has an index, and some of the indexes don't exist, but some of them say they don't exist, when in fact they do. And really with this, oh, I love it. This isn't a novel where you reach the end, you have finished it. You will be able to go back and forth, picking out so much detail that Danielewski leaves for you. I really need to do like an individual video on this, because I studied this for my masters as part of experimental literature. I just love it. Okay, so it's just so clever what he's doing. So you got Mark Z. Danielewski, who's the author. Then we have House of Leaves by Zampano, with an introduction and notes by Johnny Truitt. And what you'll see here is that it's the second edition, and the reason it's the second is because the copy that Johnny has, that he's writing over, is the first edition. So it says it's the second edition, but it's not. It's just so good. I should probably give you a bit more about the book than all the little tidbits that are just brilliant in this. Okay, so this is the story about Will Navidson, who buys a house, who realizes that the inside of his house is 3/4 of an inch bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. He finds a room that's completely in darkness that seems to go on forever and ever and ever, and he manages to film, to record, to document his journey into this dark unknown. It sounds like it's horror, but it's really not. It's just really damn clever. House of Leaves is just gritty, it's tense, and you never know where the story's going to unfold. And a classic I would recommend jumping into is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I don't think I have to tell you what this story is about. Spoiler alert, it's split in 2 parts. Or the first bit's the crime, the second bit's the punishment. It's really good. This is kind of bandied of being like the first ever psychological thriller, and the story of Raskolnikov and all the people he meets once he commits his crime it's just really good. And I think why I personally love Dostoevsky is the fact that it feels so modern, it feels so fresh. It doesn't read as it came out in its time. Absolutely fantastic, and 100% would recommend the Wordsworth Classics editions for these, because first of all, it's got Malevich paintings, and everyone loves Malevich paintings, and they're like £2.50, like dirt cheap. And okay, are they the best copies you're gonna find? No, they're a little bit cheap and flimsy, but I like them. They're just rough and ready to break. And I think, like, for £2.50 for what you'll get from this is absolutely worth it. Why would you pay more? I know I didn't. If you're not interested in reading a classic but wanting some Dostoevsky in your autumnal reading, The Master of Peterberg by J.M. Coetzee, which reimagines Dostoevsky as he finds out his stepson has died and how Dostoevsky deals with that grief and how he's able to process it through writing. J.M. Coetzee needs no real introduction. He's won the Nobel Prize. He's won the Man Booker twice for The Life and Times of Michael K. A 10 out of 10 book for me, and Disgrace, another book which is utterly fantastic. But Master of Peterberg really sits in the heart of Petersburg as the tension, the oppression and the suppression really bubbles and bursts forth in this novel. Maybe you wanted a modern story set way in the past, written as a historical novel, but with so many anachronisms that you don't know what to do with. The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. I read this in the autumn of 2017, set in 1327. Enter William of Baskerville to a monastery where, according to Bible passages, a series of murders are going to take place. This is a Sherlock Holmes story at its heart, with a little bit of sexy times in it. Absolutely wonderful. It is a difficult read, but so worth it. And isn't this folio edition fantastic? Like, oh, look at that. I'm gonna show you some of the photo. We got, it's just beauty. I really love all the folio books. I really like this one because it's got like a little bite mark out of it. One of the main difficulties that you will have with The Name of the Rose is the language. It is written in Latin, but Umberto Eco, being the absolute genius that he was, has written the Latin in an archaic style. Do find the online resources, they're all out there, where the translations are given to you, because it will make the story so much more, it'll make it easier to follow, because there are moments where in key parts to the crimes the answer is given to you via Latin and the characters go, brilliant, that explains that, and you are left completely in the dark. You will have to work to like get through it, but 100, just a brilliant story with so many twists and turns. You have no idea what is going to happen. And to end it all off, we are talking about the to end this all off, we are going to talk to end it all off, The Little Friend by Donna Tartt, the best Donna Tartt novel written. I have petitioned for this so hard that I am so happy to announce that myself and GK Reads will be co-hosting I have to think of a name, The Little Friend Along. This is how it works. Little Friend Along. Yes, myself and Grace will be reading this, and I would so love for people to join in. Therefore, as there is time, please do pick up a copy and join the Discord that I have created down below, where from the 1st of October to the end of October, we will have a community of people slowly reading, enjoying, and ultimately having the realization that the little friend, the least known Donna Tartt, is the best Donna Tartt. While I have your attention, if there's anything you can think of to make this read-along more interactive, more inclusive as a community, let me know in the comments below, because I'm scratching my head to see what we can do. And I think I really want to just take this opportunity to just swoon for a month over The Little Friend, as I always do when it comes to The Little Friend. Let me know down in the comments, have you read any of these books? Are you interested in reading any of these books? It better be The Little Friend, because it's the best Donna Tartt. Let me know down in the comments, and if you have any recommendations, let me know, because autumn is a time for reading, and reading is a time for knowledge, and without knowledge you would bye.